Good morning, North Coast, and welcome to our very first Ballito TV's morning show. I'm Taryn Woods, and I will be your presenter for this morning. Talking to you this morning is Sharon, and she'll be bringing you your daily inspirational. I'll be chatting to Kerry Donkin from the Reach for a Dream Foundation and their birthday celebrations taking place this month. Michielin from the Mozambik group of restaurants will be here to discuss the effects of the newly adjusted level 4 COVID restrictions in the restaurant industry and what they've done to overcome their restrictions. Warren Lauder, Thoughts of the Middle-Aged Man, a well-known author, is here to give us his advice and his knowledge about the past. Chapman from Chapman Building is here to discuss their role in the Ballito industry and what they've done to our beautiful, beautiful Ballito TV studio. Tanya from So It Seems will be here to tell us all about her new business developments. We will end off our show with our beautiful local guest. Anyway, as you see, we're all here today, and I hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Thursday morning, followed by our weather update. Hi Sharon, thank you so much for being here with us today. For those of you that don't know Sharon, she is a professional life coach and she has touched the lives of many here in Ballito. Sharon, please tell us more about yourself.
Thank you, Taryn. It's lovely to be here, and it's an absolute privilege to be on the first slot of our gorgeous Ballito TV. So welcome North Coast. And I've been doing this work for a very long time. I'm going into my 39th year in this industry, and really I'm here just to give you a little bit of morning inspiration, and hopefully you'll take something with you to chew on, something that's going to help you to have a solid grounding, but in a very light-hearted way. And I thought, you know, why not just go straight into what's on the top of everyone's minds at the moment, and that's that we're anxious and we're worried about the future. And that stands to reason given where we are in the country and actually in the world. So I thought I would like to try and explain to you where anxiety really comes from, because it really looks like outside there. That's where you're getting your worry. That's where you're getting your anxiety. You look at the circumstances in your life, you look at the circumstances of the community, and you say, it's because this is happening. It's because of my money situation or my health or my relationships. It's COVID, whatever. It really looks like it's that way. But I'm here to tell you that it's not. It's really the other way around. Your circumstances never really create what it is that you're feeling. Your circumstances cannot create your stress. That's something that you do. And how that happens is, I thought I'd give you a little analogy so that I can describe to you and you can relate to how anxiety actually takes place in the body. And for that reason, I thought, let's take a look at what happens with a car. You know the rev counter, the guys might call it a tachometer, but it's actually a rev counter. And what the rev counter does is that it tells you how fast the car is revving up. Now, if you take that as RPM and we transfer it to your thoughts per minute, that's revs per minute, TPM, let's say you like revving up at about 50 to 100 revs per minute. So now you're busy with stuff and there's all sorts of things going on, but you're pretty calm and you're okay. But then someone calls you and you get some news. And then that TPM goes all the way up to, say, 200 or 250. Now you're slightly anxious and you're a little bit more concerned about things, and you can feel it in your body and your hands start to sweat, and you're feeling completely overwhelmed, you can't breathe properly. And then as you progress with that kind of stress level, and you go all the way, your TPM gets to 200, 300, maybe 300 plus, now you're in a panic. So the circumstances haven't got any worse, but your thinking has revved up. And as your TPM goes up and up and up, that's when you're freaking out. That's when you're having a panic attack. So my invitation to you is to notice that, because really there's nothing much more to do except to notice it, because it's naturally built into you. And you will go up and down. You don't have to do anything to calm down. You just have to notice, and your body will do the work for you. And I love to say that when you're in that sort of state where you're feeling really low, be graceful in the lows and be grateful in the highs. So when you're feeling good and your rev count is really, really kind of just, carrying on, you might be at peace under 50, you're not really doing much. Notice that as well, because that is the indicator. As when you're driving the car, the little indicator light flashes to tell you there's not enough oil, there's not enough petrol, and you don't ignore that. You don't put a plaster over it and say, well, I'm just going to not worry about that, I'll be fine. No, you have to say to yourself, I need to stop and I need to do something about this vehicle and put some petrol in so that I can continue to go. So all that your feelings are doing is giving you an indication of your thinking. That's all. That's it. It's not the other way around. So here's my challenge for you. Today, can you live more wonderfully? Can you just be in the state of wonder about life and how it works? You're going to hear from amazing people today who've adjusted and adapted their lives to take care of what the circumstances are. And you can do the same because it's already built in you. You see, you came with your own inbuilt navigation system and your own inbuilt monitor. And your feelings are simply an indication of the way that you're thinking. So if you're revving up today, catch yourself. And the more you catch yourself, the greater that gap will grow between you feeling peaceful and you feeling overwhelmed. That's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed today's show. I hope you have a good day and live more wonderfully today. Thank you.
jy ook, soos duisende Suid-Afrikaners negatief beïnvloed deur die COVID-19 pandemie. Huishoudings en besighede wat grootliks geïmpak word deur inperking en die gevolge wat inperking op ons emosionele en finansiële lewens het. Huishoudings wat minimaal tot geen inkomste verdien het nie, besighede wat sink. Nou Power Africa wil graag ons kliënte 'n las van hulle skouers laat afval in die vorm van 'n alternatiewe kragbron. Nou in die afgelope paar jaar het ons kragrekening meer as verdubbel. Ons sit met beerdkrag wat ons hinder om lewensstandaarde te kan leef wat ons tog verdien. Nou om te kwalifiseer en om beerdkrag en stygende elektrisiteitsrekeninge deel te maak van die verlede, kontak Power Africa vandag vir 'n ongelooflike promosie. SMS die woord solar na 43366. Ek herhaal, SMS die woord solar na 43366.
Ballito. I'm Tanya. I'm the lady from So It Seems, Bernina in Ballito. You can find us in Richard Park, right across from the Hirsch. The new shop. It's 3 times bigger than the old shop. We have lots more fabric, a lot more haberdashery items. If you can't sew, I will teach you how to sew. I have an additional teacher that helps us sew, and we have a fabulous space upstairs. Looking for a Bernina machine or a Bernette? I will sort you out with that one. In this little area, we do everything. We service the sewing machine, we service the overlocker. We fix it up for you. Within a week, you'll have it back. While you go through the pattern books, we have a coffee shop in-house called Buttonless Coffee. You can have a coffee or a snack to eat while you do your pattern searching, fabric searching, or sewing upstairs with us. See you soon!
And what do they stand for?
Okay, thank you so much for having me, and it's a privilege to be here this morning on your first live show. I've been a part of the Reach for a Dream Foundation for
Welcome back to the Good Morning North Coast morning show. With me in studio, we've got Kerry Donkin from the Reach for a Dream Foundation. Kerry, thank you so much for joining us. Kerry, the Reach for a Dream Foundation is a term most of us commonly have heard in our households, but I'm sure I can speak amongst lots of people. Not many of us actually know what the Reach for a Dream Foundation actually consists of. We've heard on East Coast Radio, they've got these amazing drives. Kerry, tell us a bit about yourself and your association with the Reach for a Dream Foundation, and what is it that the Reach for a Dream Foundation actually does?
Thank you so much for having me this morning. It's a privilege to be here on your first live show. I've been a part of the Reach for a Dream Foundation for 7 years now, and it's been a privilege and an honor to work for such a wonderful organization. So my role in the foundation is to oversee the KZN, Free States and Northern Cape areas. I think Reach for a Dream has this concept, a lot, like you said, a lot of people know about it,
Yeah.
but a lot of people have a misconception that we only deal with cancer patients.
Yeah.
So Reach for a Dream Foundation's goal is to deal with children between the ages of 3 and 18 that have a life-threatening illness. So any illness that is considered life-threatening, we will then get involved with those children. And our whole goal is to inspire hope through the power of a dream. So it's to change a life through magic and through wonder and joy. And yeah, it's just to come and bring a little bit of magic in a dark time for children.
Yeah.
So that's what we do. That's what we do day in and day out. And we've been doing that for the last 33 years. And we hope to continue to do that for many more.
Sure, that is so special because I don't think we actually understand what a little bit of hope can actually do for a sick child. I mean, there's nothing worse than a sick child at the end of the day, you know, and just to kind of give them that little bit of inspiration, that hope, just boosts their morale and it just helps their positivity levels and helps them conquer their terminally ill illnesses that they're actually facing. Kerry, noticed in the news the other day that the Reach for a Dream Foundation South Africa made it into the Guinness World Books of Records. Tell us a bit about that.
So, yes, our CEO and board and the team decided we needed another challenge. So we took on the challenge of breaking a Guinness World Record. So we decided to look at being the most people cooking online. We managed to get over about 2,000 people online. We're just waiting for confirmation of exactly how many people. And it was just amazing to see communities, people, individuals, celebrities come on board, buy their Cooking for Dreams box and support the foundation. And through that, it's incredible because we get to be a part of a foundation that's broken a world record, but more importantly, with those funds raised, we can continue to keep dreams alive for children in these challenging times. And so while I was on that live breaking the record, it hit me so much that what we do matters, and what we do is such an honor and a privilege, and to be a part of that. I mean, the Guinness World Records is a bonus.
It's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal.
It was a bonus, and for us it was more about watching people get behind and support and believe with us that there's power in a dream.
That is absolutely amazing. And Kerry, before we get into your birthday celebrations, can you quickly briefly just touch on how has COVID affected the Reach for a Dream Foundation?
Yeah, I think like most people, we were, put in a grinding halt because we obviously work mainly in hospitals, in the government and private sectors, because that's where all our children are at. So we had to quickly gather as a team and decide how we're going to move forward, because the reality is while COVID is happening, children are still being diagnosed with life-threatening illnesses, and we wanted to make sure that we didn't give up the fight for their right to believe in the power of a dream and for their voices not to get lost in the chaos that is COVID. So we worked closely with our doctors, we worked closely with our sponsors, we partnered with DHL, who have become almost like a center to our children, and our dreams are still going out because children still deserve to dream. So we do dream boxes now, where we create special layers in a box with balloons and treasures, and at the bottom of the box is a child's dream, and that gets delivered either to the hospital or to their door. So we've done that to make sure that dreams don't stop. And then we've also focused on other projects like virtual reality. So we launched our virtual reality series, and that goes into the hospitals, and that allows children that are stuck to escape. So we did a beautiful VR experience for a young girl that was actually paralyzed. And we went in, we put on these VR glasses, and for a moment she forgot she was paralyzed, and all of a sudden she was swimming with dolphins. The doctors were crying, the mom was crying, we were crying, the dreamer was crying. And I don't think we can put a price on those sorts of things. And then what we've also seen in COVID is hospitals have started to recognize a need for a space. So in 2018 we launched our Dream Room concept, and this is a space where we go into a hospital and we create this magical oasis for children to escape to. So a beautiful room that has toys and games and learning experiences. Some of them have outdoor facilities, and a lot of doctors and hospitals have recognized the need, because children are isolated for so long now. They're away from their parents, because not all parents are allowed in the hospitals. And so we've started to build these spaces, and we're hoping to get dream rooms across the country. I think we've got about 13 or 14 at the moment.
That is phenomenal.
And doctors have told us that they've seen a difference in children when they come into the hospital now. They're excited to come for treatment. They're excited to be in the hospital because there's this space that's just for them.
It's a happy space.
Yes, they can escape there, they can have their treatment there, they can play there, they can learn there. And so we've looked to how does COVID impacted us, but how can we make our business work and move forward, because the reality is there's children waiting on us. Yes.
That's just so fantastic. I mean, there's nothing worse, having a sick child and you're still in isolation, you can't get to the hospitals, their morale just decreases, and then their recovery period just doesn't, takes a knock. So that's absolutely amazing to have that initiative taking place. And then Kerry, tell us about your birthday month coming up. What is it that we can expect to see? What events are taking place? How can the public get involved?
So obviously we turned 33, we're very proud of that. Not a lot of charities can celebrate those milestones, and we are very privileged to obviously be able to still be doing what we're doing, to be in such a good space as a foundation, and to look back over 33 years of making a difference, impacting lives. I mean, I still meet people and they're like, oh, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, you guys did something for my brother or my sister.
Amazing.
And you see how these stories just continue to grow. So for our 33rd birthday, we've partnered with Krispy Kreme. They're one of our long-standing donors. And they've decided to come on board and partner with us. And they're encouraging people to get out, buy the sprinkly donut, because who doesn't want a sprinkled donut for their birthday?
Exactly.
And you know, doing good has never tasted better. So support, go to Krispy Kreme, buy your sprinkled donuts, and know that with that donut, in celebration of our birthday, you're making a difference in a child's life.
Oh, that's amazing. And will this initiative be running during the whole of July?
The whole of July. So our birthday is on the 7th of July, but obviously we are celebrating it for the whole of July. So you can support us through the Krispy Kreme campaign, or you can go online and donate, or you can go into one of the regional branches and donate and support and just bring hope to children.
Oh, Kerry, thank you so much for being here today and just creating again the awareness and just explaining to us what the Reach for a Dream Foundation is all about. So there you have it, everyone. Please go and support the Reach for a Dream Foundation. Go to your nearest Krispy Kreme and buy the sprinkly donuts with the beautiful colors for our beautiful kids that all are in need of that little bit of a uplift and motivation, a little bit of hope that they're waiting to receive in the hospitals. Kerry, thank you once again for being with us today.
Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. So we're going to be off to a quick ad break.
Hello everyone, I'm Sturgeon and I will be bringing you all things music and entertainment right here on Good Morning North Coast. You can catch me every Friday between 6 to 7 a.m.
You were out wearing your red and blue. He held your hand, can't stay alone, you know it's true. Flashing lights try to disturb my view from here. I can see clear.
At 1018 Skryfbehoeftes Ballito, we offer an array of convenience services for our clients. With an in-store, fully operational business center, all under one roof. 1018 Skryfbehoeftes Ballito is fully stocked with all your leading stationery brands. Proudly Ballito for Ballito.
Welcome back. With me in studio now, we've got Brett Michielin from the Mozambik group of restaurants. Brett, thank you for being with us here today. Mozambik is most definitely a famous household name here in Ballito and its surrounds, and one of the most favorite food destinations. Brett, for those that don't know you, tell us a bit more about yourself and what is it that you do?
So yeah, I own the Mozambik restaurant group. It was started by my old partner Louis. So he started the little restaurant, but I turned it into the basically the brand. So okay. before I started with Mozambik, I worked in Switzerland. I chefed and lectured in Switzerland in a place called Montreux. From there, I joined Ocean Basket, and with Ocean Basket, I was a research and development manager. I basically did all types of tests on food, basically the chef and anything to do with seafood and stuff. I had to do all the testing and stuff on.
Wow.
From there, I turned around to my boss the one day and I just said to him, I'm not Greek enough to go any further, so I need to make my own plan. And I came down to Ballito. There was this little restaurant. I walked into the restaurant and I said, "Are you looking for a partner?" And he said no. And then a day later, he turned around, he phoned me up and he said, I'm tired, I'm looking for a partner. And that's how we started. And then from there, we grew it from there.
Well, isn't that an amazing story? Well, no wonder our seafood tastes amazing at Mozambique, if that is where you tested all the samples. Brett, COVID, I mean, obviously it's affected the restaurant industry dramatically, especially this new lockdown level 4 and its restrictions to trade. Tell us about how it's affected Mozambique and your industry, and what is it that you've started to implement to counter the effect thereof?
Yeah, so with this new restriction, the guys were taken a bit by surprise because no one really thought it would be as bad as it has been. And to be honest with you, I look at our restaurants. I mean, we have 500 odd people that work throughout our restaurants. Yeah. If I can tell you the amount of COVID positive cases we've had, it's been less than 10 through the whole group.
Really?
So it really is. It's sure, guys make mistakes. There's guys that are doing. They turn their restaurants into a bit of a nightclub, whatever cases. Yeah, they do exist. But 99.99% of restaurants are sticking to the protocol and doing their thing. So yeah, I mean, as far as that's concerned, I think that it's been a bit unfair on what's going on. The restrictions on no liquor. I mean, if you look at why would you go to a restaurant? You can go to a restaurant for food. Well, you can't even go to the restaurant at the moment, so it's takeaways. Yeah. But if you're looking at the likes of the restrictions on liquor, South Africans in general like to eat, drink and be merry. Yeah. You can't just eat and be merry, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that does affect the business, because I know a lot of guys that just won't go out because they can stay at home, have a glass of wine and have a meal. As far as takeouts, our businesses are not set up to be takeaway businesses. You don't rent 1,000 square meters to serve a couple of chickens a day. So that's always been the challenging part. Plus, it's our staff. I mean, what do we do? Mozambik Ballito has got 60 staff. Sure. Now we're running at 20%, 30% of our normal turnover, which is fantastic compared to other restaurants. That's the support that we have in Ballito, that we're getting that type of support. The rest of the guys aren't getting that type of support. I mean, I see figures coming through from our different stores. Some guys are cashing up 350, 400 rand, 1,000 rand, and jeez, that doesn't even cover the electrical side. No. But on the other side of it, I was reading last night on the RASA, on the Restaurant Association website, that RASA and SA Breweries have joined forces to take on the government and try and get the ban reversed immediately. So hopefully that happens. If that happens, it will be good for the restaurant. There's going to be lots of casualties if it doesn't change soon. Guys are still reeling from what happened during lockdown. I knew something was up, so we put money away. So whatever money came in, it was like every day was the end of the month salty crack. I just packed money away. Yeah. But it'll eventually run out. There are guys that haven't done it because we all thought, hey, we're all clear and we're A for away again. And the support of South Africans has been fantastic. When we had the opening up of the restrictions and stuff, South Africans supported restaurants flat out. I mean, I grew in Ballito 30% on September 2019 in 2020 with the same menu. I hadn't done an increase on anything. So there was 30% extra spend in that restaurant. I also think the lockdown turned half South Africans into alcoholics, so I can see the amount of booze that we sell has gone up. But the lockdown has been, it might have served a purpose now, but in the longer terms, there's going to be lots more AA meetings and stuff going.
Most definitely, Brett. And in closing, Brett, is it safe to say that you've almost started a Roadhouse initiative at Mozambique? Can you just tell the public how it is that they can support you and what is it that you are doing?
So, yeah, we always wanted to do a Roadhouse anyway, and it's not my idea. Obviously, everyone saw it on Facebook, and I thought, well, let's do it. We've got the space. I ran around looking for trays in Ballito, found a couple of trays. And I still, for the older South Africans, know the old roadhouses, the likes of Doll's House, you got Casbah and stuff like that. And it was a big part of when we were growing up. So I think that's it works for people that go, oh yeah, it's an old memory, but it has helped a hell of a lot. And if it hasn't, it's still bringing people to come in just to buy takeaways because they realize that we're trying everything.
Exactly.
And just the support of this community has been unbelievable on every side of it. I mean, from our head office, we're doing the frozen boxes of meals. So it's just basically packs of chicks, baby chicks or deboned chicken or prawns, whatever. We pack them, we've got sauces, we've got videos to teach the guys how to cook it. There's a recipe book if you ask for it, because we haven't been giving the recipe book out, but it's ready for now. So we've done that, and that's been supported fantastically.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you, Ballito, for supporting Brett and his initiatives. We can only thank you enough, and please continue to do so as our local businesses, especially in the restaurant industry, really need your support. Brett, thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate your time that you set aside for us. We're going to go to a quick ad break, and coming back from the ad break, we'll be speaking to Warren Lodan.
Okay, boys and girls, so the next one we're going to do to warm up our maths brains is this one. Who can give me the answer to that one? Yes, Erin?
8.
Well done. 7 plus 1 is 8. Okay, let's do another one. This one. Who can tell me the answer for that one? Yes, Heinrich?
16.
16, Heinrich. Have a close look. Okay, we'll ask someone else. Melanie?
6.
6.
Try
Well
these glasses.
3 plus 3 is indeed 6. Let's look at another one. Yeah, Heinrich.
8.
8. Well done, Heinrich. 5 plus 3 is 8.
Hi, my name is Dane Padiachi, and I'm the CEO and founder of the Educational Studio. The Educational Studio started with our private tuition department, which has grown astronomically over the years and evolved into now what we call our alternative learning program, which has become a fundamental pillar of the Ballito community. We cater to all children from all walks of life and from all facets of the Ballito community. We tailor our learning programs to cater to the individual learner. Visit us to see how we can help improve your child's academic life.
Good morning. Welcome to the Educational Studio. My name is Joy Hartley. The Educational Studio is an alternative education institution. We cater to the needs of learners who are looking for a different approach to teaching and learning. The Educational Studio offers a structured learning program in a unique, supportive and relaxed environment. Our small class sizes encourage a greater focus on personalised learning and teacher interaction. The Educational Studio offers tuition in both the CAPS curriculum and international curricula for all learners in grades 2 to 12. Please call us today on 032 940 4471.
welcome back. With me in studio, we've got Warren Lauder. He is a well-known author of the blog, Thoughts of a Middle-Aged Man. Warren, thank you so much for joining us today. Warren, tell us about yourself. What is this blog about? How did you get into it, and where are you from?
Okay, so I've been in Ballito for the last 10 years. Before that, I was a dairy farmer for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
And I just enjoyed history. Up in the Midlands, there's a lot of history, so you could go and explore places and just enjoy the history of the area. And then when we came down to Ballito, it was totally different. I didn't know any history of the area. And for years and years, I actually just sat at home, went to the beach, and just spent a normal life without knowing any history.
Yeah.
And then one day I picked up a book, and it told a story of a cannibal's cave, and that intrigued me. So went out and explored it, and it was just up the road really. And from then I decided, let me start writing about these experiences. And from writing, you just want to explore some more. So the more I read, the more I went out and explored, and the more I wrote myself.
Sure, that is absolutely amazing, because I speak for myself. We get so comfortable in our day-to-day routine. You go to work, after work you go to the beach here. We're so blessed to have the beach here, and we don't really dig deep, and we don't go and explore, and we don't really know much about our surrounding areas. It's fantastic that you've gone and dug up a bit about that. Warren, did you know about Ballito that resonates to you the most about our area, that you could maybe tell our viewers about, that none of us are aware of?
Well, in 1906 there was the poll tax rebellion, or the Bambata rebellion, and a lot of people think it only happened in Zululand, but actually it happened just over the hill from us in the Nsuzi Valley, which is not more than 30 kilometers away. Wow. And one of the soldiers that died during the Bambata rebellion, there were only 30, one of them is buried on the side of the road about 25 kilometers from Ballito itself.
Wow, isn't that amazing? Yeah. Jeez. Well, I recall Ballito just having a little gravel road coming in. There was nothing here. There wasn't a lifestyle. It was just a little beach town, I suppose, a farming area. And my flashbacks of Ballito is where our mall is. That used to be a driving range, and I'm not too sure if many people know that, but that is where we used to come and hit golf balls. Brett, your blog, what made you decide that you're going to write a blog?
I don't actually know, really. I started just having these random stories that I had in my head that I started writing down, and I thought, well, I need to put them, I need people to get to see them. And I started a blog just randomly having one story, and then it became, every week I wanted to write more and more, and then I started thinking, well, what can I write about? So it almost became an obsession about writing stories, and also personal stories too. So stories that are about me and my life, and things that have affected me in the past are also in there in some way or other too.
Oh wow, that is absolutely amazing. And I'm sure your blog has taken off dramatically, especially in this area. Like you say, Thoughts of a Middle-Aged Man. Do you find that a lot more of the middle-aged men gravitate towards your stories, or is it people from all walks of life?
People from all walks of life, really. And people come back to me and they say, oh, I remember an experience similar to that, or you explained it just like it was 20 years ago, which is, it's nice. It knows that, I feel that my memories are still correct.
And I suppose having someone walk past you and you sit down and you have a conversation, it's a conversation starter, memories of the past. Warren, thank you so much for taking time out of your morning to come and join us today. We are going to take a short ad break, and after the break we've got Jason Chapman with us.
In life, we all want to achieve something. The dreams we believe in, the goals we want to achieve, and the problems that we want to overcome. But what holds us back?
I'm not a good wife. My children deserve a better mom. Maybe I should just end it all. I will never be enough.
Negative thinking should not be taken seriously. All it means is that the negative feeling and thinking has become a toxic, bad habit, and it's the feeling that actually keeps you stuck. To live a happy life, you need to realize that your feelings are simply an indication of your thinking. As your life coach, I help you realize where your thinking is keeping you stuck. You already have everything that you need within you to live a happy life.
Can my business survive the setback? How will I provide for my family? I feel so discouraged.
Feeling discouraged simply means that you have discouraging thoughts, and that makes you feel powerless and lose hope. This is never true. The only way out of a problem is to go inside of yourself and realize that you've simply got stuck in the feeling of that perceived problem. There's always a way out when you realize that it's really your thoughts that are creating your thinking, and that's what impacts the way that you live your life and the way that you act in your life. It really is an inside-out solution. Feeling stressed about the past or anxious about the future means that you're never fully present in the moment, and you can only ever make change in the present moment, moment by moment by moment.
Thank you, Sharon, for helping me understand how my mind really works. I'm so much more at peace knowing that nothing in my past has the power to stop me from being happy and fulfilled in my present life, no matter what my circumstances are.
Remember that not everything you think is real, nor should it be taken seriously. Negative or sad thoughts are simply bad habits that have been hardwired into your brain over time. Recognize that negative feelings are simply an indication that you are having negative thoughts. If you get into the habit of noticing that, your life will change dramatically and everything will feel better. And when you feel better, you do better. That's called having a positive mindset. I'm Sharon Castle, and I can help you start your journey today.
Welcome our Miss Ballito 2021 finalists to Tassos. We're celebrating Friday with Ballito TV.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Weston.
Hi, I'm Megan Lane.
Hello, I'm Tiggy Zovila, guys.
Hi, my name is Candace Dorasami.
Good evening, my name is Samgal Siwetlele.
Hi, my name is Lahle Makanya.
Hello, I'm Julie Blevin.
We love Tassos and Ballito TV.
Welcome back to Good Morning North Coast on Ballito TV. With me in studio, we've got Jason Chapman from Chapman Building. Jason, thank you for being with us today. And may I first start off by saying, wow, you really did an amazing job. You and your team have made this studio look phenomenal. Thank you so much for all the hard work and effort that you've all put into it.
Awesome.
Jason, I mean, the Chapman name goes with the history of Ballito. You guys are very well known. For those that don't know you, would you mind to give us a bit of a brief background about the family business?
Yeah, thanks for the introduction, and thanks for Ballito TV for the invite to the interview. Very cool, and also a chance to be involved in the studio. So yeah, thanks. It was definitely a team effort. We did a small part. So, but yeah, 1989 was the year that we arrived in Ballito. My father was an engineer working on the N2 project when they were building the N2.
Oh, wow.
So each company got a concession of the N2, and from 89 to 95 he moved with the concessions north. until he was thinking about getting Glovo or Matuba Tuba or something. And my mum, who had travelled with the engineer over all the jobs and what have you, got to Ballito and thought, no, this is such a nice, quiet, quaint little town, perfect school for the 3 boys, and let Dad bugger off and go do his
choice,
work
Mum,
and all of
hey?
that. Yeah, so we set up at Mchielin School, us boys, with my younger brother Barry, who's now got a plumbing business in town. And we set up at the local schools and what have you, and Dad then did his work until he was too far from home, and then we started the business in 95. Wow. So he started the business in 95. Sure. Sort of we worked as we would in any family business to earn pocket money and that sort of thing, but didn't really have an interest in getting involved. I then did overseas traveling, as we all do, and did all of that, and then came back in 2005 and joined my dad seriously with the business. At the time, we were busy with the Wakenshaw estate development, so it was a nice, perfect sort of opportunity for me, and I really grasped it with 2 hands and realized that I'd been given a huge chance with an established company to sort of take it to the next level. So that's basically what we did for the next 5 years, is finish off Wakenshaw, and then in 2010 I purchased into the company and bought 50% from my dad, allowing him to sort of focus on what he enjoys, which is operations, and then I took over running the business and trying to change the brand and just develop it a little bit. And yeah, that's basically where we kicked off. And then from 2010, obviously we had the economic downturn in 2008, 2009, which became a bit of a struggle. We had to make amends and make changes and so on then. And then obviously with the with the boom that followed thereafter, we capitalized on that, and just sort of positioned ourselves for a better future, and just continued to build Ballito. Ballito has been growing at such a rapid pace, and it's been, I think we've been very fortunate to be a part of that growth.
No, I can imagine. You haven't looked back a single day if you look at how Ballito started and where it is now, and you guys have been a part of the entire journey. I mean, it's just amazing. And then Jason, with this lockdown, has it affected business? Did you have to restructure or change the way you do business?
Yeah, good question. We actually did exactly that. We did lose contracts, so we were forced to let go of staff specifically related to that contract. We also saw it as an opportunity to restructure the business. Because of the lockdown, because of how unconventional the situation was, conventional business wasn't going to work anymore. I spent a lot of time with Brett from Mozambik, and together we really, as entrepreneurs, we buckled down during those first few weeks of the lockdown, and certainly when they extended it. And we just completely separate businesses, but just reinvented the business to make it less risky, more better for the staff. We basically split our business into the 4 different trades that we focus on, mainly waterproofing, building, carpentry and finishing. Split the labor, 4 different entities to each handle the separate work. And then I got my wife Tam, who runs all our admin, to create her own admin company, and then we pay her a fee to administer our admin. So everyone's got their little piece of the pie, and it's really, really working well. So
great.
We're very fortunate.
Well, you are fortunate. I mean, most people haven't been in that, that fortunate and able to restructure and rebuild and actually find a different avenue to boom again in this lockdown. Jason, we thank you so much for our beautiful studio and for you taking all the time out of your morning and for creating this masterpiece that we can now call our Ballito TV home. We're going to go to a short ad break, and after the break, we're going to have Tanya van Wyk from So It Seems with us in studio. Welcome back to Good Morning North Coast on Ballito TV. With me in studio, we've got Tanya van Wyk from So It Seems. Tanya, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for inviting me to this beautiful new show that you're running today. Thank you.
On your pleasure. Tanya, So It Seems. Tell us a bit about yourself, So It Seems, what it is that you do.
So It Seems is a sewing academy. It's actually my hobby turned into a business. I just didn't start it in the garage, but otherwise I went all the way for it. I'm very passionate about sewing. Didn't do it well at school, but because I love it, it turned into a business. So I teach sewing from 10 years up to any age, basically. And I've had a couple of men and boys sewing with me, and they are really, really good.
Oh, wow.
They always outsew any man, any lady. And then I do sewing machines, Bernina and Bernets, so that's what I use in my sewing school.
Okay.
And then I have a haberdashery if you need a zip or fabric, I do that. And I sell patterns, so you can look like this.
No, you look absolutely beautiful, really you do, such a striking outfit.
Gotta have style when you're with me. Yeah, and then I also have patterns, so you can do your own style. And then we service sewing machines, it's a whole thing.
That is absolutely amazing, Tanya. I mean, speaking from my own personal reference, I mean, growing up at school, we didn't have sewing as a subject. I mean, I'm absolutely useless. And now during lockdown, I mean, I've got two colleagues and we decided we're going to make curtains for our salon, and we whopped out the sewing machine and I ended up sewing backwards and upside down. So sewing is definitely not my strong point. So Tanya, if I come to you, anyone can come to you without any background with sewing and I'll walk out of there a pro.
I tell you, you will walk out liberated. No, you can come to me, I will teach you to sew. So usually the mommies are in the morning, the kids are in the afternoons, because that's after school for them. But we actually have such a ball. So I will take you through the paces and you will sew stuff that is applicable to your life. So I spend really nice time with my people to find out what do they do, what's their hobbies, you know, do they have a new baby, they want to do baby clothes, or do they want to do the scatter cushions for their new house. You know, the kids as well, they have different hobbies. I just had a girl that got a guitar as a birthday present, and we made her own strap for her guitar. Wow. It was so beautiful.
So special for her as well.
Yes, and I had a boy that he did so well in swimming, but he complained one day to me that his trunks are always in the bottom of his suitcase, and all his books got wet. So we made him this plastic bag. We sewed it so he can put it in his bag, you know, after swimming in the mornings. So I love it because I also get to know different sides of people.
Yes.
And I see people connect, and I have friends that get together and meet at my shop, and then they sew together. The other day I had a lady, she's like, I want to come sewing with you. I said, 100%, got her slot, write her in. 10 minutes later, no, I'm that friend's friend. I'm coming along. I'm like, cool, bring them on. Eventually there were 3 of them. It was so much fun, yeah.
And all of this during lockdown, so it seems to me your business has just boomed during lockdown.
I tell you, it literally looked like people took their machines out of the garage and brought them to my shop. The first day we opened last year after lockdown, I had 20 machines lined up to go for service.
What?
20 machines. The most beautiful old machines. And people think, oh, I don't have one of your fancy Bernina and Bernets, I can't sew with you. No.
Yeah.
If it sews, it sews.
There we go.
If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that yesterday I started finishing off this dress that I'm wearing today. And I worked on a really big, beautiful Bernina machine. But last night I finished off the hem, so it's fresh off the machine. On a really, really old Bernina machine.
Yes.
So it's not the machine that dictates how you sew.
So it's the user. So we need to book
user,
those workshops with you.
operator.
The operator.
Yeah, but love it. When you do it, love it.
That is amazing.
Just
And in closing, Tanya, tell us, how do your workshops work? Do you get qualified, or do we just book and you have workshops in an academy? How is it that we go about the whole academy and workshops?
I'm a self-taught seamstress. I taught myself.
Oh, wow.
And so you don't get qualifications from me. You just are qualified to have fun. That's it.
You've got a qualified skill in life.
Yes, and get to know your own style and wear
amazing.
Wear it with pride, because that's who you are.
Yes.
Yeah, so for me, it's just come. That's why my motto for my business is also a skill to last a lifetime. Because when you're out of money, you pop out that machine and it will save your life once again. It's done so many times. And now it's hard times during lockdown, it's hard times for people, really. And the sewing machine is the thing that saves lots of families. Lots of families. So come and sew with us. We're having too much fun alone.
Thank you.
Please join us.
Ballito, there you have it for all your sewing needs. Please contact Tanya van Wyk from Sew It Seems. It's never too old to learn to sew, apparently, and she's fully booked. So please contact her to get your time slots in at Sew It Seems with Tanya. Thank you for coming, Tanya.
Thank you so very much.
Following up, we've got Gavin Ferguson's new music video. We will be right back.
Think I'm such a slayer, never been a player, but I'm coming right. Turning all the lights off, waiting for the right time. Well, guess it's tonight. Oh no, and guilt is not a fact. A nuclear reactor, blaming the night. In the morning when we wake up, pretend it's not a breakup, but she's such a sight. Oh no, and I got to tell my girlfriend there's gonna be a whirlwind. Just not tonight. Got to keep quiet, prevent another riot. This isn't right. Time keeps going on, guilt is getting strong. Keep up the fight. Suspense is getting stronger, words are taking longer. This isn't right, oh no. And guilt is not a factor, nuclear reactor. Late in the night. In the morning when we wake up, pretend it's not a breakup, but she's such a sight, oh no. And I got to tell my girlfriend there's gonna be a whirlwind. Just not tonight. Got to keep quiet, prevent another riot. This isn't right. Got to tell my girlfriend there's gonna be a whirlwind. This isn't right, oh no. Got to keep quiet, prevent another riot. This isn't right. This isn't right, no. This isn't right, no. This isn't right, no, no. Yeah, this isn't right, oh no. This isn't right, no. This isn't right, no. This isn't right, no, no. Yeah, this isn't right, oh no. Got to tell my girlfriend there's gonna be a whirlwind. Got to keep quiet, prevent another riot. Got to tell my girlfriend there's gonna be a whirlwind. Just not tonight. Got to keep quiet, prevent another riot. This isn't right. Got to tell my girlfriend there's gonna be a whirlwind. Got to keep quiet, prevent another riot. Got to tell my girlfriend there's gonna be a whirlwind. Got to keep quiet, prevent another riot. Got to tell my girlfriend there's gonna be a whirlwind. Just not tonight. Got to keep quiet, prevent another riot. This isn't right.
Welcome back. We're going to head over to Haley for today's weather update.
Good morning everyone, my name is Haley and welcome to the weather forecast for today. Today is a beautiful day in Ballito with a high of 27 degrees and a low of 14 degrees. We have a southerly wind up to 7 kilometers per hour and gusts up to 14 kilometers per hour. We have 0 chance of showers and the sun will rise at 6:51 a.m. with a sunset at 5:07 p.m. I'm going to stand outside, so if anyone is asking, I'm not standing. See you tomorrow.
Thank you for joining us today on Good Morning North Coast on Ballito TV. We just want to thank all our guests today. It was really lovely getting to know every single one of you. We'd like to thank all our sponsors for being a part of Ballito TV and Good Morning North Coast, as well as for Krispy Kreme and their generous donut donations. Join us tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. where I will be joined by my co-hosts Matthew and Zoe for our sports and entertainment update as well. Keep well. See you then.
I found that building relationships is what builds